Okay, this is the Blue Collar Tourist. I'm in Penang, Malaysia, uh, at the iconic Marjorie Hotel. This video is not necessarily about this hotel, but it is about points, hotel points, and if you can retire in a hotel. And it's possible, or maybe not retire, but semi-retire, digital nomad, slow travel, whatever you want to call it. These things are possible. Your two main programs with that will be Hyatt and IHG. Hyatt, because Globalist is the best status you can get, and with Globalist you get free lounge access, free breakfast, late check-in, or early check-in, late check-out. IHG, because if you get their credit card and you buy points, you can stay a long time, especially in Asia, Southeast Asia, for relatively cheap. Try to keep it under 10,000 points, under 15,000 points, and your stays, including breakfast, lounge access, which is dinner, drinks, all that, between $50 and $75 a night. So that's a pretty good bargain. Marriott would be the number three because you get the fifth night free with points redemptions on that, and Hilton would be the other one. And I did them in that order. Hilton's hard to get good deals with points unless you're at the top end. So like you want to go to the Maldives, well, that's where your Hilton points come in. It's better to buy the points, go to the Maldives, use the points. I'm never going to go to the Maldives. So it's harder if you buy the points, you don't really get much value at Hilton unless you're at the top end. Other people have had better success, but the way that I do it, it doesn't work out for me. So with Hyatt, how do you get to 60 nights? Well, you can get their credit card, which gives you a certain amount of nights. I don't think many, maybe 10 nights or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't have the Hyatt credit card. Or you get them organically. You stay 60 nights. Well, 60 nights gets expensive. Yes, it does. But if you're in Vegas or near Vegas, start looking at the Rio. You can stay there for 20. I've stayed there for as little as $22 a night with free breakfast. So they're not making a whole lot of money off me. Hash House isn't the best. It's not my favorite restaurant, but it's free. If you do start going there, you'll see what I'm talking about. Kitty corner from there is a Denny's. It's a better service, just a better vibe. The Rio isn't the most glamorous place. The rooms are nice, at least on the Ipanema side. Don't stay in the other tower. It's not remodeled. The newer tower is remodeled, so stay there. So you can get your 60 that way. Hyatt houses or Hyatt places, wherever you live, are cheaper. They're better for long stays. If you stay 30 days, you can cut a deal if you stay 30 days or longer at those places. So you can do it that way as well. Ha Long Bay in Vietnam, there's a Hyatt place there. It's $45 a night. So you can stay there for $1,200, $1,300. Plus, if you stay 30 days, you can ask them to cut a deal. How much of a deal, I don't know. But it comes with breakfast, so $45 a night, $1,300, $1,400, whatever it is after taxes. In Vietnam, that doesn't sound bad. IHG, get their credit card. You get platinum elite status with that, which is the second highest status with IHG. You also get the fourth night free-ish, but either way, the points are always cheaper than the cash rates. So the strategy with that is you can wait until they're on sale. There'll be half a cent a point, and then you'll get 100% bonus. Wait until that sale comes around. Buy the maximum. That's $2,000 You get $400,000 worth of points. If you got a girlfriend, a wife, whatever, they can buy that too. Now you get 800,000 points. Get the credit card that enables you to get the fourth night free. And then with the milestone, after 20 nights, you start getting milestone awards with IHG. Don't pick the points. The points is like the sucker move. Get the food. When you hit 40 nights, your milestone, you're going to have the option to hit lounge access. Hit lounge access. That enables you to hit the lounge and free breakfast if the place has breakfast, you know. So you get free lounge access, free breakfast. To get the 40, you kind of got to slum it, you know. Holiday Inn Express, you know, in Bangkok, not the best hotel, but decent. You're not getting nothing's crawling around. It's clean. It's not the best place. They got one in Kuala Lumpur. There's one in Jakarta. I haven't been to all these places. I've been to the one in Bangkok. They got one in Kuala Lumpur that's $3,500, 3,500 points a night. So you're talking $17, $18 a night, you know. So as long as it's clean and the air conditioning works and nothing's crawling around, and it's got free breakfast, go to Jakarta for, you know, to get your 40 nights. After 40, then you start hitting them for Crown Plazas, Intercontinentals, because now you start getting the free lounge access. Also, they have Ambassador. You can buy that for the Intercontinental, and it bumps you up a level at Intercontinental, so you can get suites, you know, or the level below suites with that. Pretty good deal. Marriott is fifth night free. By the points, it's cheaper with Marriott. Your sweet spot will be mid-range. This place is about between $150 and $165 a night. I'm getting it for 51,000 points for 5 nights. So, you know, divide that by the number, divide the big number by the small number, and that's where you get or divide the small number by the big number. So 51,000 goes into $165 a night. That's where you get the value. This is a pretty decent place. I have a video on it, Iconic Marjorie Penang. I'll try to figure out how to put the card on there. If not, just look it up. Hilton, very tough. Top end hotels only. For me, that's the way it works out. You're not really going to get, if you can earn those miles organically, or earn the points organically, sure, you know, use a credit card and all that and just spend it, you know, as you get it. With Hilton cards, get the free one first, get the bonus on that. Get the Surpass card, get the bonus on that. And then get that Aspire card. I don't have the Aspire card yet. If you do get the Aspire card, Vegas really works out because Resorts World Casino, the Hilton, the Conrad, Crockford, and the Conrad are all right there. So you can get the credits and earn the money back for the $550 annual fee on that credit card. So if you're not, Vegas isn't part of the equation. I'm not sure if that Aspire card is worth it in the value, but maybe, you know, maybe you can make it work. Out of all those hotels, Hyatt is the best, but they have a small footprint. So some places there's simply not going to be a Hyatt. IHGs are pretty much almost all over the world here. I'm in Penang, Malaysia right now. Great city, really cool. Don't go to this Crown Plaza, Penang, Straits, great sunsets, but I worked in hotels for a long time. I worked construction for a long time. It's just not. They're a budget hotel masquerading as a Crown Plaza. Crown Plaza here, That's the other thing too. Crown Plazas here, Holiday Inns here, they're nice. You don't really get that nice value back in the U.S. You don't want to stay in a Holiday Inn, maybe, you know, in some towns because it's just not the nicest. Holiday Inn here is pretty nice. Crown Plaza here is very nice. This one in Penang, it's not the worst I've ever been to, but you're just geographically you're isolated, and it's just gonna start looking like shit in a few years. It's just not the best. Hyatt is great, top end. They treat globalists right. You know, wherever you go, you're probably going to get suites. When you hit your 60 nights, so you pay for the cheapest room. Could be twin beds. If there's a suite available, theoretically they're supposed to give it to you. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes you got to kind of say, hey, there's a suite available. You show it to them. They act like they didn't see it, and they give it to you. Most of the time, though, you're pretty good. Status. Status doesn't mean anything in the United States. I don't really care what you are, diamond, globalist, whatever. Globalist is good in the U.S., but anything else, they don't really care. Diamond with Hilton might get you a free parking spot. That's about it. They're really not going to do much for you. Here, the lowest status means something. They're going to give you the upgrade. Usually, they're going to give you something for it. All the way up to including a suite. So status means a lot more. So figure out the statuses. I don't want to go through all of it, but your sweet spot will be Hyatt, Globalist, IHG Platinum Elite, Marriott Gold, which you can get with the Amex Platinum card automatically. They recognize it. I think Platinum would be best. So if you really want to work this system, get 2 Marriott credit cards, then you only got to stay 20 more nights because they'll give you 15 nights for one credit card, 15 nights for another credit card. You only have to stay 20 more nights, and it gets you Platinum, which gets you free breakfasts and lounge access. The sweet spot is breakfast and lounge access. Whatever tier that is with whatever program, that's what you should kind of shoot for. Look, airline credit cards, unless you're flying all the time, kind of a waste of money. I've had them. Just get, Amex Platinum. Use that for your flights, and you can transfer those miles to various miles programs. But right now, this is about hotels. So, can you travel? Can you do this full time? Kind of. If you're single, it's difficult because you're at half the miles, you're just at half the points, It's not working out the way it should. 2 people, probably, yeah, you can. Maybe you start a YouTube channel that people actually watch, not like this one. I'm coming up on 100 people. Thank you that have subscribed. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm learning. I'm a guy with an iPhone and a bunch of other stuff that I don't know how to use. So the videos are not the best, but thank you for watching. Can you do this 2, 3, 4, 5 months out of the year? Yes. So you do that. What I'm trying to do, and I still go back to the U.S., but I'm trying to use, this crazy Southeast Asia, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, maybe Bali kind of circuit, shoot on it over to Albania, rack up the points on the credit cards again, go back to Mexico for a little while, eat some Mexican food, have a margarita here and there, hit Chicago, LA, Vegas, where my people are at, and then start it all over again. That's what kind of works for me. So if it can work for me, it can work for you. If you're a digital nomad, the one good thing about the pandemic is it changed the way everybody works. So you can do this, Your money goes a lot further here. I don't want to use the word cheap, it's affordable. The US is expensive. There's no value in the United States now. So, I don't want to get into the politics or who did what or why it's like this, but there's plenty of blame to go all the way around on both sides of the aisle. And it is what it is. So, this is a way for you to be able to make your money go further, retire early. A lot of guys are waiting till I had one pension till I was 65. I can't work in that job anymore. So this is how I'm making my money stretch further. Uh, if you're waiting till you're 60, waiting till you're 62, maybe this isn't out for you. Maybe you got something in a 401k and you can do this in a combination of drawing on that until your Social Security comes in at 62 or 67, whatever you're doing. This doesn't have to be the only way to do it. If you have better ideas, let me know. If I'm doing something wrong, let me know. I'm figuring this out on the fly. Couple channels that got me into this. Grounded Retirement Travel, I think it's called. They turned me on to IHG. I wasn't an IHG person, so, I don't know, shout out, whatever you want to call it. They got better info. They can break it down for you a lot better than I can. They are maximizing this. Look, there's a lady, I think it's called Poverty to Paradise. I've never been on a cruise ship in my life, but she's living on cruise ships. It's just too expensive in the United States. So they're facing you with the thing of you got to work longer. You're never meant to get off the hamster wheel, and it's probably by design. Yeah. The longer you have to stay, the longer you got to work in their system. This is one of the ways that you can get out of them. It might not work all year round. It could, if you work it right. If you want to stay in Jakarta, Holiday Inn Express, which I'm sure is fine. You want to stay there all year, I'm sure they'll cut you a nice deal. I've never been to Jakarta. I want to kind of do a little bit different, but you can maximize it. You got a lot of bread. It's probably cheaper staying in top end hotels than you are in the United States. So maybe that's your out. Maybe you're rich and you just want to get out and you want to see some beaches and some sunsets. We're never promised tomorrow, and who knows. But that's enough of my ranting. Like and subscribe, Blue Collar Tourist, if you got any value out of this. Sometimes I think I just sound like a maniac on these things, and maybe I do. Also, I got an Instagram, The Blue Collar Tourist, on that. Check it out. I'll put the link in the description or whatever. And for some reason, Instagram hates that, so I got a real professional backup account called, Beaver Wrinkle. That's my personal Instagram. I used to play online poker, and there was a guy I used to end up playing with. He was pretty good too. So at the final table, he would always, quote unquote, sit beside me on online poker. And I did this for a couple years, trying to make ends meet, and I didn't really even understand what his name meant. And when I did, I just burst out laughing. So I was a little bit late to the game. I played with this guy for about a year and just started laughing my ass off when I figured it out. But that's the handle. I stole it from somebody else, Look, if you like photography, I like photography. I'm not any good at it, but Southeast Asia is beautiful. The food is good. I lost 40 pounds here. It's just a better way of life for me. You might, if I got a buddy of mine, everything's great for him in the U.S. He married twice very well. His house is paid off. I worked with him since I was a kid. He did into his 401k religiously. Everything's fine for him, So I'm not debating, that if things are working out for you good, this video ain't for you. But if you're trying to get out, if you're looking for a way out, this may be a way out. It might buy you some time. You might be waiting on, Social Security. You might be just lost your job. You got, a lot of credit card points sitting there. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to use them. This is how you use them. You transfer your Chase points, your Bilt points. If you're renting, get the Bilt card. You transfer your Chase and your Bilt points over to Hyatt. You buy points. Usually they tell you don't buy points, all the credit card people. If you want to do this, buy them. This is how you get value buying them. You buy them, you use them, and you get more, So that's that. If you have any questions, if any of this made any sense to you, like and subscribe. Any questions, I answer all the questions. And thank you. Thanks for watching. These are not the best videos, but I appreciate the fact that I think I got 89 subscribers. I'm creeping up to 100. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna try to make them better. I got the equipment, I got the gear, I just don't know how to use it. It's frustrating, man. I'm like a caveman trying to figure out all this shit. So thank you, and thank you.